Even under the golden age of exploration, the western regions of Virginia remained largely untouched due to the isolating Blue Ridge Mountains. It was not until 1671 that explorers first set foot in what is now Roanoke. With enough settlers and an infant agriculturally based economy in the works, Boudetort County was formed in 1769. In 1838, Roanoke County was carved out of Boudetort County, and in 1882, its continuous population growth produced the town of Roanoke. Shortly after the town's population reached a height of over 13,000, the city of Roanoke was finally established in 1884.
Transportation technology has dominated Roanoke's economy and culture since its establishment. This drastic shift from an agrarian to a technologically based society resulted in enormous economic consequences. For instance, one of the first ripples felt was a change in living conditions. As the city began to invest in technology rather than agriculture, its improved economy yielded a city of urban and rural features. Transportation alone was not enough to compete in Virginia's economy, and as a result, shipping companies and jobs began to surface as well. The relationship between transportation and shipping services allowed Roanoke to flourish, today making up 14.25% of Roanoke's total job market. This trend began with the Shenandoah Valley Railroad in 1882. The Shenandoah Valley Railroad helped to promote Roanoke as a transportation and shipping economy, and perhaps more importantly, led the way for the investment in future transportation technologies. The Salem Melrose streetcar, developed in 1910, was a relatively small but a locally instrumental piece of technology that was largely responsible for increasing Roanoke's population by 23.9%. Even now, transportation technology largely influences everyday life. This is evidenced by the city's efforts and eventual success in building the Roanoke-Blacksburg Regional Airport in the late 1930s. The continuous investment transformed the economic and cultural landscape of Roanoke.
The overall development of Roanoke is also significantly reflected in the neighborhood and individual homes of the city, especially those of Loudon, Melrose, and Harrison. What was more interesting about these neighborhoods was that, according to a 1935 Halt map of Roanoke, the Loudon Melrose neighborhood appears to reside in a Redlining area, while Harrison resides in a C-grade neighborhood. Comparing the modern conditions of both neighborhoods, there was very little difference in appearance. The Loudon Melrose neighborhood no longer matches the description of a Redline neighborhood. This rise in status throughout the 20th century can almost entirely be accredited to the Salem Melrose streetcar. Once implemented, this technology quickly became the center of local economy, and due to the Loudon Melrose proximity to the streetcar, the neighborhood became desirable. Local government funding quickly escalated the status of the neighborhood to produce houses that were strictly similar to C-grade neighborhoods.
of Roanoke itself began to change as increased living standards created new urban features, social centers, and homes for citizens to enjoy. Roanoke's 20th century transformation gave the city a new culture and an economy that are still prevalent today.